That's it. So when she's getting in that eyesight thing, and then like where she starts going like that thing, that's what I'm just giving her a pop in that moment or a touch just to snap her out of it. So when she went for it, that gave me the opportunity to block it, and then when she came down just a little bit, ha! That was really good. Does that comment or never happens or does happen?
No, it does.
Okay.
I think because I'm here too, she's more worried about where I am than the fact that there's a dog walking.
Good
out
intel for us.
Yeah.
This is why the point of on the couch and all that stuff, there's nothing wrong with the couch. And I let sometimes our dogs on, I let them in the bed and all that shit. But it's just the context in which I'm letting them on and like what's happening. So I have leadership fully. And they're not misbehaving in those areas, so I'm like, yeah, come on the couch, I don't give a shit. And then you'll get off when I tell you.
Yeah.
But if we're having some other issues, sometimes like cleaning, like it's like I'm really trying to get in shape and we're focused on your workouts, but it's like let's clean up some diet stuff too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what it is for me. So.
She came out of the shelter in February, and she was only in foster home since then, and they were probably like 3-4 weeks each.
Yeah.
Both let her on the furniture, both let her, do everything that, at least what I seem to be doing.
Yeah.
But my vet made a comment, the daycare made a comment.
Of what?
That she had got attached to me really quickly, considering I only had her.
Yeah, it happens. Is she okay to run with the leg though?
Oh yeah. She's really active. They don't think it'll ever hinder her, it's just that the leg didn't grow as long as the other.
The puzzle is really figuring out how to get this dog with her specific issues, with her specific owner, her specific living situation, all to work in harmony. That's the biggest thing about it. So imagine what I just said, and then most people are focused on dog training, just training the dog. Like I'm gonna tell them to sit down and say, well, all right, what about when the dog's present? What about when a human's present? What about in the home? What are they like in the home? What's the energy of that human providing that? Has this dog had a bad experience with other dogs? Do we know what it has? Has it been exposed to other dogs in calmness? Have we taught calmness? Are you practicing things indoors? Are you doing duration? Is the dog spending time? Oh, the dog's good indoors. Well, what is good to who? And maybe good for what worked for your past dog or what some trainer told you, but not good for this particular dog in this context. And so I'm saying like positive reinforcement, when we do positive reinforcement, certain dogs, it's awesome right away. We can go right to it. There's no like things we have to clean up. But then there's other times where we need to say, no, we don't want to do positive reinforcement here or use food because we're going to nurture an unhealthy state. So it's always like in context. I'm trying to get all the people in the dog world to just take this to a deeper level. That's it. She has some reactions to dogs, but to me, like now the owner's not here, it's not going to be much. And if it's anything, it's very minor. So just light pop if she gets into that mode. If it's too high, then we'll do the whole follow through. But I just want her to get a good bike ride and get direction from somebody else. There you go. Perfect. That's it. If she gets into a bigger reaction, just stop the bike and follow her all the way through it. Let's go, girl. Yeah. It's really good. So I'm just watching this part right here. Tommy's like, yeah, giving space. It's great. Not even caring about the dog there. Good. So what I felt when I saw this dog, where I was like, this dog needs to run for sure. Like she's just like, when I see these dogs who come in, they walk like a little bit like that. Go. There it is. So the reason that I wasn't the one giving the reward, because if I give the reward there as she's running by, I'm feeling like how good she's doing. But if I give the reward there, she's like, oh yeah, I like you. You know what I mean? And then it could get her off the thing. So I'd rather have Tommy just reward, because then it's really related to her and the bike, not me being excited over here. That's again, the timing of positive reinforcement is so critical. But yeah, she just felt like a dog to me that needed to get this pent up thing out. And the owner told us that really the only running she does is like in the box of the daycare that she goes to. So that's a very frustrating way to run for a dog, and then she progresses into pacing at the daycare. So this is a way that it's a structured way where the dog can just be still getting direction from a human, but we need wheels. Dogs are too fast for us, so we need either rollerblades or some sort of wheels to get this burst out. And you'll see her like loosen up from this as opposed to just walking around like this. It's like sometimes it's like almost like those guys who go to the gym who are walking around like this. We were just talking about this, like people who walk around like this. I'm so big and I'm so strong, but they can't even move. It's like, dude, you need to like get some jogging in or some like mobility work or some band work or something so you can loosen up and be more athletic. And keep going with it. Oh yeah. So that going to the left there is not even about the dog there. That's about owners might be that way. Look, the dogs are here. So that lady's struggling. But look at the tension. Still tension. Look at the arm. Can you see it from here? Yeah. Still in tension. Yeah. So there I made the error. So excitement towards this. Okay. That dog right now is saying, look, that dog is saying, please, someone take me for that bike ride. I want to run. How come my owners don't do that for me? That's not like what it's not obviously what they're really saying, but it's what they're feeling, in my opinion. Because that dog's like, I'm so bored here, I have all this energy, and my humans just walk me around the block. My humans just stick me in this park. They don't really do anything with me like that. And can I go? I would be like, yeah, give me that shit. Let's go for a run, bro. And he's like, thank God. I just need to get this energy out. We forget that dogs, like, unlike a lot of humans, dogs want to work. They want to actually do work and like have a purpose. It's not even about work. To them, it's purpose. We have to give them some purpose and like fulfill their needs of work or purpose. So it's the same as humans though too. Like humans who don't have a purpose, it's considered work. Oh my God, I gotta do work. But with our purpose being to help dogs and humans globally, this is not work. Derbies today too. Yeah, good girl. Yes, good girl. That's my good girl. So you can see there, so we figured out that actually giving her a little bit low-level excitement but not touching her is her sweet spot for affection right now. So let me show you if I touch her the difference. Like, look, watch. So you can see the face here. Good girl. Good girl. You see? Not as bad because we worked on it before, but you can see her head go down a little low, the mouth closed, the tail not really into it. So we have to recognize what works for the dog. So when people say, oh, this is a great time for affection, it's like, well, give me more than that shit. So what's the affection? Is it food? Is it touch? Is it talking to? Is it eye contact? Is it massage? Is it pet? What's the intensity of the pet? What kind of food? What moment are you giving the food? Are you recognizing that she got a little tense once you did it? You know what I'm saying? Like all these things matter so much.
She immediately changed from her hands to his hands. I think it was more of his aura and his confidence. But the second he took her, I noticed it immediately.
I had a feeling that was going to happen too. And I think it was you who called out that she was checking in on me, even though she was with Steve. Like she's walking with Steve, and she's like, "Hey, Mom, is this okay? Like, can I go with it?" So I was already trying not to see or talk to her. But yeah, big difference right away. I knew she was reactive from day one, but I had sensed that it was getting. I've only had her 2 months, so reactions have increased a little bit. So removing me from the equation, I was interested to see how she does, like without me completely there. But I know she could do it. It's more a leash thing. So it's just doing it on leash and not being reactive and not being anxious and being calm. That was the difference. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's many of the hard ones. Let's see what she notices. Just ignore her. this is a big part of it for sure. Of coming back into your space.
Yeah.
If she saw you, she got you through eyes, not nose.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we want to work on is engaging the nose more. So that's why like the no touch and eye contact really helps because it's like I'm not gonna say anything. I know who you are, or especially for guests and things like that. But then when she knew who it was, she's like, I'm starting to get excited.
Yeah.
So human represents excitement to me, and now I'm gonna jump on them even more and invade space. So that's
She's usually actually pretty good about not jumping on
Oh,
me.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what she does do is she'll come and try to sit directly on me.
and then you remove that.
Yeah.
Because it feels good to us. We're like, oh, she wants to be with us, and she's at my feet. Yes, but the way it's like you have the whole entire room to sit while you're sitting on my feet.
I actually on leash too. I try to never let her be in front of me at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't want her in front of me, and I don't want her on top of me, and I definitely don't want her between my legs.
Yeah.
Because it's like she's like guarded me. You know?
Yeah.
Like you're back here or here.
Yep. So in these moments, like these are moments we'll watch. She was like, here, I'm gonna remove her so you can see it. She was coming in, so the moment, I don't know if you probably saw it, the moment that she got up and was like paws on and went on the leash, one pop on the leash, what the hell?
Yeah.
So the purpose of that again is not to make her feel bad or hurt her or anything like that. It's just that action is now related to that feeling.
Yeah.
Which surprised her and she said, what? And the whole goal is just to break that pattern.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't jump on her, so what else can I do? Oh, what else can I do? You can be calm, you can smell, you can sit next to her, you can lay down, there's a million options you can do.
Yeah.
But when they're set and this is the way I'm going to do it, that's when it becomes a problem. What's up, Sarah? I'm ready. Yeah, that's right. She's a good girl now. She doesn't have the muscle with her. I put that dog in the border tree with us. I took that dog and put it on the back of a Great Dane and just like let her stand there. It was hilarious video. Good show. But yeah, that's what we want to do is just break that pattern so that we create like, well, what do I do now? But what I was saying about the space thing too, if she's in your space, most people feel bad doing this because they think it's mean to like claim the space. So horses is very different because it's prey. It's of course coming in with like a little bit more intensity, like they can definitely send them away. But with her, it's like we want to just be able to say like, you're sitting there, I'm going to take your space, but not in a like I'll show you type of way. Just I am just calmly, casually just taking your space.
Yeah.
So she doesn't realize, and I noticed that too when I was walking in. I had her at the house and I was like walking and she was like in my way and I started to walk and she was like what does he need doing? I was like, move. So I just continued moving and just bumped her. She was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So those are things you can practice because as a human, we're just being nice and being like, I'm not just going to try to just barrel into my dog.
Yeah.
However, every time she's staying there, we go like around her like that. It just also sends a message.
Yeah.
That her space is more valuable than yours, even if it's like a little bit. So then she's going to say, well, if mine's more valuable than yours, that would check me off as a leader in dog world. And then I also lay at your feet and you don't remove them. All right, so that's kind of leader.
Yeah.
And then when I do this to a dog, there's not really a consequence, and you get, you know what I mean, whatever it is. So then she starts checking off like the non-leader category. We just want all of them to be checked for leader stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While horses are prey, it's not too different.
Huh?
While horses are prey, it's actually not too different.
Yeah, because they know their size too.
They know their size and they test to see what you'll.
Like, what do you like? Yeah, and then the energies are totally different with horses too.
Yeah.
You can have like a super flighty horse and have like a pushy ass horse too.
And you can imagine, as people think it's cute to let horses in their space,
Yeah.
it's not that cute.
No.
It's 1,000 pounds.
No.
How can you get
It's
it?
cute when it's a friendly one or like one that's just like gentle about it, but then there's actually like a forward horse or one's like taking your space. It's like, wow, that's not as fun as I thought.
Yeah.
We do it actually when we do the workshop with Caesar in LA. We actually literally bring a llama into the tent, Lorenzo. So that comes in and then we tell the human, all right, now claim your space. So when the llama comes in, the human starts going like this.
Yeah.
So, but think about how crazy that is, right? So with predator, humans go, too. But to prey, the human goes, That just shows that what we're conditioned as a society of what dogs are. We just do this with dogs, and that's fine, we pet them a lot. But a llama, I don't know a llama, so I'm gonna give space. It's like, well, once you just block the llama, they stop. Yeah. It's pretty fascinating to think about that, right? Like it's a predator and prey. Let's go like this, and rush into a predator's face, but then a prey, we're like, oh.
Just because it's big.
Yeah, big, size. Yep. This is fantastic. This is the state you want her to be in. Just relax. So if you feel like she's constantly edging up on you, let her go a little bit more up, and then you're gonna do like a pop at an angle like towards you, almost like 45 degrees. Yeah. You want to create the reaction of not like a pull. Let me see Jake for a second. So So not like a pull direction.
Yeah.
More of like, this is the best one to do, but more of like a like.
And
like,
not straight up at an angle, doesn't
yes.
matter?
Yeah. So you guys are too lazy for this shit. I'll show it to you with her.
No, they're both very slow.
Yeah.
It feels good. Good and tired.
Nice.
Good and calm.
How do you feel?
There's kids, there's babies, dogs. I feel good. I'm ready to like go home and start working.
It's all good. That's what he's here for. Dogs in our house work. This is really bad. The value in this is really for
Her.
For her. Yeah. And she's watching. Wait. So usually another dog comes and there's some tension about that over there. But now wait, you're walking another one with me? Okay.
Did you see it on the intros to them? Like when?
them? No.
No. Because you said something about she wants to meet them fast, and she always wants to just like go in there. and
That's
meet
right.
them. Yeah.
So that's the part that you'll just block because.
Yeah.
But most people let them go and meet them excited like that only because it's like, well, when I start holding her back, she gets frustrated.
Right.
And she starts getting pushy and starts getting whiny, so they let them be in that state. But that's just
But
like,
creates trouble.
yeah, it just gets more and more. So population that pop. So you're blocking, you're interrupting the fixation. It's excitement with her. So the things that you definitely have to do let's increase the structured exercise for sure. Like get a backpack on her. Bike rides are a great idea. I don't know if you rollerblade or not, but something like that. Just getting her a good like run, getting that run out, and then right from the run, let her catch her breath, and then go right to walking.
Okay.
So let's just say you're gonna take her for an hour.
Yep.
You could do like between 15 and 30 on the bike, and then the rest walking.
Okay.
And achieve the state you always put the backpack on, achieve that state, and nurture when she's walking really well, good. Let's say she's walking like this,
Yeah.
good girl, and then you give her a little bit of pet, yeah, that's fine. Good job, like, you know what I mean, you give it to that.
Yeah.
And so it at least gives you access to reward what you want.
Yep.
Really good. Oh, I think she's ready to go home.
She was sleeping in the ground.
Yeah. Really good. So I'll let you guys be the ones to walk away with her. You're on. I think if you go straight down the street to 12, you'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Really good.
We're excited.
Keep it going.
Back.
Keep this. We'll have some fun each time.
All right. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Bye, girls.
Yeah, thank
Take
you.
care.
So we just finished our training session with Taylor, her sister, and Tilly. It was a really good session. Tilly is a dog who was getting really excited about other dogs, and when another dog would come by, she would show a big reaction. One of the most common things we see is people who believe their dog to have issues with other dogs or be aggressive or be reactive, that they have the other dogs is the problem. It's not so much the other dog is the problem, it's the association to the other dogs. So Tilly was a dog who they were sending to daycare for the first, I guess, couple months that they've had the dog. And she started to notice that the reaction started becoming a little bit more intense as she was going to daycare. So most people would be thinking like, well, if my dog's getting more socialized, why would she be reacting more on leash? Well, two reasons. Number one is that when you're on leash, you're connected to a human, right? So I'm connected to a dog connected to me. So now my energy becomes paramount in being able to influence a dog. So I can either influence the dog in a good way or I can influence the dog in an unhealthy way, which is I'm getting nervous about other dog coming, or I'm getting nervous about this, and then that means the dog says, oh, you're nervous about it? Then I'll keep them away. And dogs mean excitement to me, so I want to just rush up and meet dogs. So when you're not letting me do that, human who's nervous and frustrated, it makes me go crazy, and I want to get to that dog, and I don't know how to handle myself. So I start barking and lunging and whining and barking and all that stuff. So that was something we also started working on, was being able to take Tilly and teach her how to meet other dogs in a calm way. So very common at daycare is it's excitement all day long, right? The dogs are running, they're playing, they're going crazy, but there's nothing really done to influence them for calmness. So if the dog's not understanding calmness and they're just practicing excitement the whole day, yes, they'll drain physical energy, but psychologically they learn to live in an excited state for extended periods of time. So as the physical energy comes back, the day after daycare, the weekend comes around, dog starts craving that state of mind, but now the physical energy is there, so it fuels that state of mind. So I was explaining to them that we want to work on the mindset and bringing her to a calm place and teaching her how to meet dogs in a calm way so she can start associating dogs calm. So then they say, oh, another dog's here. I stay calm, and how do I meet them? Calm approach. So there was a couple times where she would go to meet Jake or Prince or another dog that we had, and she would want to rush in and smell really fast. So that's for a safety thing. If we don't do that, it's not that Tilly will just go to aggression. It just means that it could be a situation where that dog gets uncomfortable and corrects Tilly for her rude approach, and then Tilly takes the reaction and says, I'll defend myself, and then you get a fight and all that stuff. And the other side of it is that Taylor works with horses. She does polo, so she already has a connection, understands how to work with animals, and she said, I fully understand about the leash and pressure and increase and decrease and all that stuff. What's different about working with a horse versus working with a dog is that horse is a prey animal, dog predator. So the funny thing is I was explaining to her, I said, how weird is it though that people, when they approach a predator, which is the dog, when I approach a predator, the people, to a predator. But when we bring a horse or a llama or a donkey or something like that that's a prey animal, and they see that, the human goes, what do I do? They give space. So think about how off that actually is, when in reality to a predator shouldn't be the one of moving in and towards them, because they're like, I'll move towards you right away. And if you're moving in, that approach to a horse or a prey animal of coming in with nervousness and uncertainty and all that can cause them to say, why are you being like that? It makes me feel uncomfortable. So if we can treat all animals I approach with calmness, with confidence, no touch, no eye contact. Obviously with dog, that's the dog psychology. Horse psychology is similar, but people allow predator to climb all over their space, and then a prey animal, they'll allow it to go and claim all their space. You know what I mean? Actually, I said the same fucking thing there. So we can edit that out of the thing. That's for B-roll. Yeah. So anyway, a really good session with Taylor, her sister, and Tilly. Just teaching the little thing. That dog, she's done such a good job. She said that her sister was the one who actually found our Instagram and referred Taylor to our page, and she's been implementing a lot of stuff that we give away right here for free, and she's seen a ton of improvement. And the sister also said that I saw Taylor day one letting the dog do whatever it wanted because it's a rescue, climbing on the couches, running everywhere, doing all that stuff, and the dog was pretty misbehaved. And then since following our stuff and starting to implement some more rules, boundaries, limitations, increasing the exercise, giving the right timing of affection, the dog's improving a lot. So this is the one that's just going to bring them home, and they're going to have an amazing relationship, because that dog's super cool dog. Sensitive dog, a little bit unsure, but minor level of excitement. Just needs to be excitement is the biggest key, and then you'll get into the excitement and happiness, two separate things. So she knows that, she's understanding that, she knows what to do. Nurture calmness, claim space, apply the rules, boundaries, limitations. The rest is going to be history, and a really good one. So I'm really excited for them. Love that stuff. It's love being able to connect with people who, they live up in Connecticut, and they're like, we follow you, we know this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like when they come here, I feel like I know them already. She's like, we feel like we know you. And it's like, that's what I want to be able to do on like a global scale, is like go to Australia and be like, hey, what's up? We've been chatting on Instagram, so what's going on? And it's just normal, continues on. That's when, to me, when social media is done the right way, is like, it's a way to connect, but then we actually meet in person and we actually become social. That's the cool shit. So hopefully, with all the stuff we're doing and this content and being able to build a ranch and build centers and do all this stuff, we can actually all start coming together, and we can learn and figure out ways that we can make the world a better place for dogs and people. Dogs first, then people. Love you guys. Have an awesome one.